Dear people of St. Matthew's, welcome back to in-person worship. This video message is intended to help provide information ahead of our return to in-person worship at Bethany Cemetery this Sunday, October 4th at 4 o'clock, and to the nave on Sunday, October 11th at 8:15. First, I want to clarify that this is not a reopening. It is not a reopening because the church never closed. Our staff and church leadership have been working very hard these past 6.5 months to continue the work of the church. We provided at least 2 worship services each week, albeit virtual and in a way that many of us feel that they're not complete. Numerous educational opportunities each week, service ministries, care ministries, and even a little koinonia. I thank our staff for this dedication and work under difficult circumstances. So to be clear, we are not reopening, but rather we are returning to in-person worship. I also want to thank our safety task force. This group has met every single week since May to analyze the latest data, to determine guidelines for returning to in-person worship, and to plan a way forward. With little clear guidance in the midst of conflicting national messages and amid a million different opinions on the best way to navigate this wilderness, the parishioners on this task force have stuck out their necks to make decisions that some will affirm and that some will condemn. We will continue to meet weekly to review the data, and I thank them for their work. One of the other things that I ask that you avoid: we see other establishments resuming regular businesses, including churches, and we tend to compare ourselves to them. For instance, that church is open. It's been open since May, and they're singing. Folks, this isn't helpful. That is not to say that we didn't review other churches' procedures and protocols, but ultimately, our context is our own, and their decision-making processes are their own in their own specific contexts. We have to make decisions based on the information we have, our unique location on King Street, the age of our congregation, the airborne nature of this virus, adequate ventilation in gathering spaces, the visitors that we welcome each week on a regular basis, the number of staff and hands to make a return to in-person worship happen. Please understand that we're doing our best in a difficult situation. Now, to the nuts and bolts. In this email, you will find a link to guidelines for Sunday's Blessing of the Animals Jazz Vespers at Bethany Cemetery. You will also find a link to the guidelines for Phase 2, which will help guide us as we return to the nave on October 11th. Finally, you will find a fun and informative safety video. And another thanks to Pastor Rebecca for producing all of these videos that you've been watching these months. Though I encourage you to read both documents closely, I offer a few general items related to worship here. First, the Sunday morning 10 o'clock live stream will continue. It has become popular, widely viewed, allows us a chance to offer singing, despite my own bad singing, my apologies, consecration of the elements within the familiar traditional liturgy, and the 10 o'clock live stream service serves as a placeholder for our eventual return to our unity worship together when all of this is over. We will continue to offer drive-through communion distribution from 11 until noon following the 10 o'clock live stream on Sundays. We will continue to offer the parish education offerings on Sunday mornings and throughout the rest of the week for that matter. We will continue to offer virtual Wham worship each Wednesday evening. We will continue to offer a weekly liturgy for individual Tuesday noon prayer. For this Sunday afternoon's Blessing of the Animals Jazz Vespers at Bethany, first, if you do not feel comfortable being in a crowd and coming back yet, or if you're symptomatic and don't feel well, please stay home and worship online. We are trying our best to live stream the Bethany service. And if it's not live streamed, it will be recorded and posted later. Please enter the cemetery via the front gate or the east gate. Attendants will direct parking. Please bring a chair for sitting. Please wear a mask the entire time we are together. Please be careful to keep safe social distance of at least 6 feet. Families, of course, can sit together. Please spread out in the field for the Vesper service. Because we will be outdoors, socially distanced, and wearing masks, we will have congregational singing. The service will last less than an hour. Again, please read the entire document for more details. Second, for return to in-person worship in the nave, this is phase 2, on Sunday, October 11th. First, if you do not feel comfortable being in a crowd or coming back yet, or if you are symptomatic or don't feel well, please stay home and worship online. The service will be from 8:15 to 8:45 each Sunday. The service will be a spoken word service of Holy Communion. Attendance is limited to 50 parishioners plus worship leaders, assistants, and the AV team for a total of about 60. Parishioners will receive an email on Monday for the following Sunday's worship. In that email is a link to a platform called Sign Up Genius, where folks can very easily reserve seats for worship. Parishioners who cannot use the online option may call the church office to request this space, but do so by Tuesday. The seats are available on a first-come, first-served basis. The details are outlined in that email, which you will receive at noon on Monday. Parishioners will enter through the Francis Marion Garage entrance by the Outreach Center. Masks are required for the entire duration of the service from entrance to exit. If you are unable or unwilling to wear a mask, we cannot accommodate you. Hand sanitizer will be available at the door. Temperatures will be taken using a no-touch thermometer. Council members will help worshipers to their seats. We will not physically share the peace. We will distribute single-use bulletins, that is, take them with you when you go. Holy Communion, it will be the bread only, will be brought to parishioners at their pews. Restrooms will be available in the Outreach Center. Again, please read the entire document for more details. At last, we all want this to be over. We all want to get back to the way things used to be. We miss church. We miss Holy Communion. We miss singing. We miss our time in the nave. We miss each other. But remember, do not be afraid. You're not alone. God walks with us in the wilderness, and wilderness does not last forever. Let us turn our hearts to worship.